Hey, what's going on? Are you an artist or an entrepreneur who's feeling stuck in a cycle where you're just blocked from achieving wealth, health, and happiness? Have you ever wondered why no matter how hard you try, things just seem impossible, like you're dragging yourself through the mud? In today's video, we're gonna do a deep dive into the hidden forces that are actually steering your life, and you're gonna discover this incredible new method that you can use to empower yourself to break free from the bonds of limitation and unleash your true potential. So get ready to rewire your brain and unlock the full possibilities of your personal and professional success. We're going to be unraveling the secret to a rich and fulfilling creative career. So trust me, you don't want to miss this. My name's Oliver Wasif. I'm a tattoo artist, a business owner, and a certified clinical EFT practitioner. I've been tattooing for over 10 years now, and as a creative business owner and professional artist, I definitely understand the unique challenges that come from this path. It has been really tough for me, I'm not gonna lie. There's this constant pressure to sell creativity, to sustain yourself, and it often feels overwhelming. Not to mention the fact that you're way more than just an artist. You're a service provider, you have to manage multiple aspects of a business, marketing, sales, websites, emails, bookkeeping, and more. It just goes beyond being an artist, and it can make the journey sometimes feel like it's difficult to stay connected to your craft. And throughout my experiences, I've worked at many different types of studios, from private to public to collectives, and I've even owned a number of them myself. So I will say that this path has been super challenging for me over the years. There's been a lot of pain and suffering, but it has taught me some really incredible lessons. I think the biggest lesson that I learned is that people have a great internal suffering. Now, most of the time that I spent tattooing was in private studios, in a private space, one-on-one with my clients, doing longer sessions. And during these longer sessions, you really have an opportunity to get to know your clients. You build incredible relationships. And I definitely realized that everybody carries an intense pain in some form or another. I think that this realization is what sparked my desire to do something more than tattooing. I wanted to help people on a deeper level. This is why I pursued a certification in clinical EFT. It stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques. I had experienced its profound effects during one of my own therapy sessions, and I just felt like this is something so incredible I have to be able to offer it to the world. So now my goal is to help artists and creative entrepreneurs just like yourself to succeed while eliminating burnout and helping you to build a rich and fulfilling creative career. So what I'm doing, it's called EFT, Emotional Freedom Techniques. In short, it's something that is so much easier than meditation, and in many ways, so much more powerful too. So what it is, it's a way of rewiring the way that the body experiences stress. We do this by mixing cognitive behavioral therapy, acupressure, and exposure therapy. So what we're doing is we're rewiring the body's experience to stress so that it's no longer triggered by situations in our lives. This has obvious benefits like greater emotional peace, relaxation, clarity, health, wealth, and at the root of it, you're going to experience freedom from negative emotional responses. And to do this, we have to look at the fight or flight system. We have this incredible fight or flight response in our bodies where we're activated by stress hormones. This shifts us from a state of rest, digest, and reparation to a state of fight or flight. And it's designed to protect us from dangers. As a result, our body's resources are redirected from rest, digest, and reparation to combat or to escape a threat. So this means that blood flow is going to be redirected from our non-essential bodily functions, things like digestion, cellular reparation, the immune system, higher creative thinking. All of this is temporarily put on pause, and our energy is redirected towards immediate survival. It's like a town where all of the workers join the military and are shipped out to address an active threat. This leaves the town's production at an all-time minimum, and the body is going to undergo a very similar process where it loses the resources that it needs to heal, to be creative, and to function at its highest level. And this system is incredible. The body possesses the ability to constantly be absorbing sensory information from out in the world around us, sensory information from our five senses, as well as internal senses like the kinesthetic stuff, our emotions, and our cognitive processes. So the brain is constantly analyzing this wealth of information in every situation we encounter in our lives. And what it's doing is it's taking this in, and it's projecting it into the future in order to help us navigate that future terrain. So let's say I'm walking down the street, I'm looking around, I'm taking in information from my surroundings, and something bad happens. Information from that event is going to be captured and memorized within me. This information is then projected into the future to help me try and avoid facing similar bad situations. And this is what we call a trigger. It's an emotional response from our survival system to help us actively navigate potential threats. If I was walking down a dark alleyway and I was attacked, something would trigger inside of me where I would remember not to repeat that mistake again. The memory of the attack is going to become a trigger, and this is going to cause fear. If I find myself in a similar situation like that, it's going to make me more hypervigilant, and ultimately it's going to try and prevent me from going down that alleyway again. Therefore, we have this emotional trigger, which influences my actions, which ultimately impacts the way that I live my life. This system is great for true danger. The problem is that most of the threats that we experience in the real world are not in response to true dangers. They're in response to things like money, conflict at work, conflict with partners, a phone call, stuck in traffic, or even misplacing my car keys. And the thing is that these are triggering a disproportionate response in my body as if my survival was really at stake. I'm perceiving these things as threats, but they aren't actually true dangers. However, the body's going to react the same way, and it's going into this fight or flight response. And then again, that's going to impact the way that we experience and react to the world. It's going to impact the way that we think, the way that we feel, the way we behave, and how our beliefs are shaped. And since our beliefs are a framework, a lens of which we view and react to the world, all of this is going to impact our ability to live our lives to the fullest. Let's think about money. If someone grew up in a household where money was a conflict, they're going to have an internal belief they learned that says money is bad. It causes conflict, it causes stress, it causes anxiety. Maybe this person's parents actually had a divorce, and a lot of that tension and stress in the relationship was around money. So now as an adult, this person is subconsciously going to avoid money because of their internal relationship to it. This means that even if they're presented with great opportunities to generate more wealth, they're going to have a hard time doing this. They're going to self-sabotage. They're going to avoid making money because their subconscious beliefs associate money with stress and problems and ruined relationships. And this is going to go for anything, whatever the goal is, whether it's money, health, relationships, careers, business, whatever you're trying to achieve is being impacted by your subconscious beliefs. So, by using EFT, we're able to rewire this threat response from the body, changing the way that we perceive and react to these triggers. We're going to be able to shift our subconscious beliefs so that they're no longer limiting us anymore. Now, this means that you're going to experience reduced stress, reduced anxiety, reduced depression, increased access to wealth, and a better money mindset. You're going to experience higher creative thinking, increased energy levels, better mood, increased health, and more fulfillment in life. Most importantly, you're going to develop a deeper sense of self-awareness, a deeper sense of personal growth, and you're going to have the freedom to choose what kind of life you're going to create for yourself. It's an incredibly powerful self-development tool that's going to help you create a much more fulfilling and a much more successful life. So what is the secret to a rich and fulfilling creative career? Well, it's doing that personal development work. It's about addressing our past experiences and learning to retrain our bodies and our minds to feel safe in the present moment. It's about learning to break free from the negative thought patterns and beliefs that are holding us back. This process of self-awareness and inner healing, it's so often overlooked, but it really is essential for living a life full of creativity, passion, and purpose, not to mention making tons and tons of money. If you have internal blocks that have not been addressed, you are going to struggle, period. So join me in the next video. I'm going to actually teach you how to do this practice, and you can experience the results for yourself. I always like to say that it doesn't matter if you understand anything about what I'm saying right now. Experience is the best teacher, and I want to give you that experience. So again, join me in the next video, but in the meantime, if you have any questions or comments, definitely leave them down below. I would love to hear from you on this topic.